What is going on, everyone? So we are just days away from Severance Season 2, Episode 10. This is going to be one of the longest episodes they've made so far. So, I thought maybe we just talk about where we're at right now. Season 1, we saw a lot of stuff. Season 2, we got Mark and the gang back together. We found out who Helly was. I mean, we saw at the end of Season 2 who she was. We got a little more depth into her real person and or her outie was, and the fact that she's just an Egan is just crazy, and the fact that Helly R and then Helly Egan, they both kind of want Mark, that is just, oh man. And then Miss Casey, Mark's wife and everything that's going on with them. So I'm gonna just talk about where we're at and what I'm hoping we'll get in this this upcoming final episode. So, as we saw in episode 1, the gang's all back together. We had some previous people, but we don't really care about them, so we tossed them aside. The fact they got Keanu Reeves to use his voice for like the building, I like that very much. That was a lot of fun. But we also got a really good deep dive into Mark and Miss Casey's life before Miss Casey unfortunately got kidnapped and became our Miss Casey, and then we saw with her and Mark were going through with meeting in college, and then getting married, trying to start a family. And I think we all can agree Lumen was screwing with them the second they got their blood, and that's my whole theory, is that they tested their blood, and then somehow they are just that unique that they gotta screw with them, get her, and separate them both, and then this is where we're at right now with them, because we all saw she's still there going through all those rooms, which they all did that little code thing. And what is up with that code thing? And my theory is this: all those rooms, they mean something, and we all know that all these rooms mean something. Some people are saying they're referencing to her life, and they're thinking, hey, maybe this is a way, like, when you severed someone, maybe another personality can become like the dominant. And that is an interesting theory. Like, we haven't seen them really severed longer than maybe because we had that one episode where they were outside, so like that was a day, maybe a day and a half, 2 tops. But how long can someone be severed? And maybe that's like the end goal. They get someone, they put the chip in their head, and then they turn on the machine, they get severed, and instead of it being like their alternate personality, it's a whole new person. And I'm wondering if that's what Cold Harbor is. It's the final test to see if they can, in fact, make a new person or replace current person's personality with someone else. Who knows? We don't know what the fuck is Cold Harbor, though. We got Mr. Milchek. He got a promotion and everything, which was nice and good for Mr. Milchek. But then corporate overlords decide to send him paintings of Kier as a black man, and I saw the look on his face. And then we saw the lady who has the board in her ear, and we all know, and he looked at her like, are they fucking for real right now? These white folks are just basically making this man into a black man. I'm supposed to see him as me, see myself as Kier, this black man. He's an old white dude who y'all made black. And then she's like, the board wants you to know that I too received the same thing. So they made Kier into a woman as well? I'm just like, god damn, that is just crazy, right? Who would do that? And why is there a little kid? Miss Hong, why is there a little kid? And I'm really hoping when we get the Cold Harbor episode, we find out why there was a little kid. Apparently she's part of the Lumens, what's it called? It's something similar to what Harmony went through, the Lumen program, only a more advanced one. And Dylan got a chance to meet his Allie's wife. There was kind of a little spark between them, and then his Allie's wife is like, no, I can't do this, and she on my husband. And I feel sorry for Dylan. And we saw it like the last episode. he was like proposing to her. He made her a little ring and everything, and it's like, dude, I feel bad for him. I knew that was not going to end well. And she's like, oh my God, this is like, no, I can't do it. It's too heartbreaking. What am I going to do? I can't. And he's like, Gretchen! Oh man, it's heartbroken. At the same time, he had to know at some level that there's no way they could work it out. I mean, what were they going to do? Move the family down there? I mean, I don't know. But the fact that Dylan is like, you know what? I'm out. This is done. And Dylan was, I will say this, he is one of the hardest workers there because he loved all the little incentives and whatnot, and he loved his waffle party, which, by the way, I'm just going to talk about season 1 for a second here with the waffle party. Does anyone want to see what the full waffle party entails? Because I know we got the waffle, and then we got that crazy dance scene. What else is there? I feel like there's more, and I kind of want to know what else is there to the waffle party. And I'm really hoping we'll get an explanation of what all the full waffle party entails down the road. That would be nice. If we don't get it, then okay. But I am curious, like, what's the full waffle party experience? But yeah, Dylan quits, so I'm interested to see how that's gonna work with his Audi, because he's gonna be like, what happened? He's like, he quit. So long. And he's like, wait, he can't just fucking quit. And he's like, yeah, he probably can. He can quit. So that is gonna be interesting to see. I know Mr. Milchek, he's like, after all I've done for you, you conniving motherfucker, you just gonna go ahead and quit on me. I gotta say, Milchek as a boss is interesting, because we all saw he was trying to be different from Harmony, but as his boss has pointed out, it has not exactly toned the disrespect, or not really the disrespect, but the arrogance of trying to do more than they should, or not following the work. Call them to heel. And by the way, Milchek had that, as we all saw, he had that his performance review, and we all know Miss Song brought up the fact he uses too many big words, and I'm like, are you kidding me right now? This company says things like, bring him to heel, or in Cure we will trust and motivate, let him guide you, and all this stuff, and you gonna stand there and tell me you have a problem with the language he uses? Really? That is just crazy bullshit. But yeah, and the thing with the goats, man, we actually got a little more. I want to say the goats are tying this. We're seeing it in the opening credits. You know, some references to the goats still, and we got to meet full, the goat tribe and everything, or the goat department. Well, that one guy who wore like a goat skin with the antlers and everything, or the horns and everything, that was just wild. God, we're probably gonna get full circle with that too, with the goats. And Mark getting unsevered and everything, and him just seeing those two worlds and everything. That is wild. And Mark's sister Devin, trying to get more and more information about what's going on with him, what's going on with Lumen. But Devin's husband, Rickon, I feel like we're gonna find out more about him, because he's trying to make a new book now for the Severed Floors and everything. So he's working with Lumen. I don't know. I think we're gonna have some heartbreak with Devin. I hope not, because I hate that for Mark's sister. But you know what? Rickon seems a little shady. I don't know why, but he just seems off. But yeah, that's how I feel so far about this second season. Like I said, we're only a few days away until Cold Harbor comes out. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too. And if you have any more theories about what we're going to see in the final episode, or what you're hoping to see, comment below. Let me know what you think. Alright guys, till next time. Later.